It was Karl Marx who coined the slogan, "Workers of the world unite." And Marx's point is that workers everywhere have a kind of common interest, and they're being exploited by the elites, and they need to rise up. Well, look at this trucker revolt that we're seeing. It started in Canada, it's now in the United States. And who are the truckers? Well, they're the working class. These are the blue-collar guys who get it done and deliver merchandise and drive cross-country, and they are up in arms about, well, what they see as elite tyranny, symbolized by vaccine mandates, shutdowns, and so on. So this is something that the left has waited for a long time. Well, really, ever since Marx. So they've been waiting for this for 150 years. And for a long time, there were socialists who said, well, the working class, they're not organized. They don't know how to do this revolt. The revolt has to be done for them. This was kind of Lenin, who talked about a kind of proletarian vanguard, a leadership elite that would sort of spearhead the revolution. Well, here with the truckers, you don't have that kind of elite. This is not something that is being organized by a group of intellectuals or professors or lawyers. It's the truckers themselves. So this is a bottom-up, genuine working class revolt. And guess what? The left absolutely hates it. And so here we get to an insight that Marx seems to have missed completely, which is that the values of the left, certainly the modern left, today's left, are thoroughly antagonistic to the values of the working class. From the left's point of view, the working class is obsessed with religion, they're obsessed with guns, they're obsessed with patriotism, they want to be left alone, they want to be free, and of course, the elites don't want them to be free because the elites want to be ruling over them. And so the elites look at the working class guys as being these kind of misguided, racist, white supremacist. You can just see all the slogans. And sure enough, in Canada, Justin Trudeau has been excoriating the truckers. They're a small fringe. Now, let's leave aside the question of whether the truckers are a fringe or not. I guess you can argue about this. Canada is a more liberal country than the United States. I've looked at some survey data that says that 65% of Canadians support these vaccine mandates. About 50% of Canadians think that the government needs to crack down more on the unvaccinated. And apparently a lot of truckers are vaccinated. But here's the point. You've got this trucker revolt that's being portrayed as a, quote, fringe minority. Only 12,000 truckers are involved. But presumably, if this was some kind of a fringe revolt and the vast majority of the Canadians or Americans are against the truckers, my question is, where are the counter-protests? Where are the, normally, if there's a fringe group, if the Ku Klux Klan, for example, organizes a rally in Virginia and they produce 100 people, there are usually 700 people protesting the KKK on the other side. So where's the counter-protest to the truckers? Turns out that there really isn't one. The truckers, as I say, are a genuine grassroots movement. Now, there are some, Canada, although a liberal country, is liberal. This is kind of similar to America in the cities. And the cities in Canada, I'm thinking of places like Toronto and Quebec, Montreal, do dominate the politics of the country. But nevertheless, there are large swaths of Canada, particularly Western Canada, going all the way out to Vancouver, that are more conservative. And apparently the trucker revolt is being driven from British Columbia, from that part of the country. And look, I think as the Canadians take a stock of the situation, the political elites are all against the truckers. But really, who needs political elites? We do need truckers. Without truckers, you're not going to get food, you're not going to get basic provisions, you're not going to get stuff in the stores. The truckers are the people who keep the country, you may say, moving. And the politicians do not. In fact, when the politicians go on vacation, the country does just fine. Thank you very much. So I'm on the side of the truckers. I think solidarity with the truckers is an expression of sympathy with working class sentiment. It is a statement of resistance to the elites that have taken COVID as an opportunity to establish ever greater control over our lives.